Hi friends, Rob here from Diverse Opals. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, and thank you to those of you who have been subscribing, and Happy New Year to you all as well. It's been a while, and thank you for patiently waiting for perhaps our next installment or tutorial. Today we are going to be working with, we're going to be looking at Belemnites actually, as you can see if you're familiar with these things. These are fossilized or opalized squid, and you can see that some of these are shorter and some of them are longer, which means that they're not actually full Belemnites. And if you are fortunate enough to have perhaps one end or the other, this is, you can see here in this particular instance here, this is where the creature would have, well, the legs would have come out of here, but this is, I guess, where the main operational brains area might have been, if you can imagine that a squid's got brains. But this one would have been a little bit longer, and maybe out to here. Now, the thing about Belemnites is that it can be hit and miss, and for some of those of you who are more familiar with Belemnites, the Virgin Rainbow, John Dunstan's beautiful Belemnite, and that's just an absolute rarity. But today we're going to work with one of these. We're going to work with this one here, and we're going to clean it up. I've had this one for quite some time, and I thought it's probably about time that we had a bit of a closer look at it. You can still see there is skin. I mean, this has gone through a cleaning machine, just like a tumbling machine, and they knock off the main dirt, but there's still material here that will need to come off, and we'll have a look a little bit at a time and see what we can do along the way. But we may need to clean up inside of here as well, depending upon what sort of result we want. And what's important about a Belemnite is that we try and retain some of the marks. And you can see here, this is a natural line running along the side of the Belemnite. We want to retain some of the characteristics of a Belemnite to actually show it is a Belemnite. One thing I just wanted to say about this before we start is that I always suggest to people that if you're going to work with something, as big a wheel as possible. Now, you may not have access to big wheels, but I always say to people, big is better. If you've got access to big wheels, use big wheels. We're at my grinder, my Gemmaster grinder, and I'm going to be working on an 8-inch sintered diamond wheel. The idea is for us to remove some of this material on here to expose better colour. And as we go along, we will make decisions about what stages will happen after this. We're finished with the grinder. I'm using sandpaper, I'm doing it dry, I'm using a dust extractor, and I'm using a mask. Some of you may use soft diamond wheels, that's okay. But for me, I like to see the results coming in when things are dry. We can see here we still have the little conical section in the middle from that hole. We've lost some of the marks on here. I've been chasing more colour, and it hasn't quite equated to any real advantages in that area, but we'll see. We'll be finishing. When we finish this, we can make a final analysis of whether or not we've made good decisions or bad decisions. And I've left dirt on the back. Well, I'll call it the back. We'll call it dirt on this side because I don't know there's that much better colour. I think most of the colour is up this top end here. So we'll get started on my high-speed sander, and we'll bring this more into a shape. Right, we finished with the stages of polishing on the big wheels, and we've got a polished result. But what we want to do now is to actually clean this section inside of here, which is the inside of the Belemnite. And I'm going to be using a coarse, soft rubber point. And hopefully we can get some sort of a result that will just be cleaned up. I'm not thinking at the present of polishing it, but I just want to clean out the dirt. So we'll just, well, there we go, we've just broken the side of the Belemnite. It was a little bit thin to begin with, and my approach might have been a little bit too hasty. So just have a look inside of there. It's cleaning up inside quite nicely. We've still got a little bit of ribbing inside of here, which is good. Whether or not that stays until the very end, we don't know. Well, we're back from the workshop, and we have our final result. There's been a few trials with this piece. You'll notice the differences between the different stages. But to some degree, I don't mind having lost a little section out of the side, because there was actually some dirt and some sand in there. I guess it didn't quite turn out as well as I'd hoped for, but that's part and parcel of the journey of getting to this final result. It may not be what we'd hoped for, but we learn something every time as we go along and travel this road. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, ask away. I'd be happy to receive them. I'm Robert for Diverse Opals. Thank you for watching.